Emeryville City Council regular meeting is called to order. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Bukowski.
Here.
Councilmember Harper.
Here.
Councilmember Savage.
Excused.
Vice Mayor Cassis.
Here.
Mayor Davis.
Here. Are there any citizens to be heard?
While Dorothy's coming up, I want to report that our missing member is doing better by the day. He's getting stronger. He's out of the house now, which I know Teresa, if you guys are watching, is glad to see. He hasn't quite made it so that he's able to walk all the way around the block yet, but he's past just getting to the corners and seems to be gaining strength, and hopefully we'll get him back here before long.
I hope so too. Mayor Davis and council members and Bob at home, I hope you're watching. Miss you. I'll talk to you again. Anyway, this is about last Saturday. The horrible noise that we all blamed our neighbors for that started, I guess, in the early afternoon. And I got calls, and I blamed my neighbors, and they blamed their neighbors, and I went out and roamed around, and some of the other people did too, and we couldn't pinpoint it. And I thought it was somebody with a big boom box driving around in a car, and because it seemed to come from all over. And finally I called the Emeryville Police Department, and the girl there just laughed, and she says, "No, don't blame your neighbors. It's coming from Oakland, from 18th and Wood Street. They're having a big concert at the park." And it was awful. I mean, it was the kind of music that is not fun to listen to for us. You know, we're a lot of older people up there in the triangle. And so anyway, then we talked about it, and I said, well, I think I'll call the Oakland Police Department. She said, good idea. And I got the number and called them. And I was told that they had a permit. They could have their concert, and it would last until 7 o'clock. And I said, but isn't it a little noisy? I mean, is there a permit? I mean, is there nothing that a limit on noise? I said, if we can hit all the way into Emeryville. She said, that's too bad. She said, they have the permit, and we have some policemen monitoring it. Now, what I'm getting at is that I did put a call in for Nathalie, council person in that area, Baton. She didn't return my call. I'm concerned because suppose there was a great success for those people there at 18th and the park, and they plan on having maybe one a month or something like that. And so then we're going to be exposed to all that noise. How it comes from over there, I don't know, but it does. And of course, we have those big, long driveways up in the town, and the noise just goes back and comes back. It's awful. So, what I'd like to do, is there any way, officially, you can contact somebody in Oakland? If I'd had Elihu's phone number, I would have called him myself. But to find out if this is something that's going to go on all the time, or what, and why is the noise? Why it has to be so loud? I mean, what is it?
That was horrific, wasn't it? I can't imagine what those people on Filbert Street and down in there by Adeline and 18th.
We heard it over here.
Because you
Yeah,
could
they
hear
heard it here too.
it was rap music, and when I can sing along at 45th and San Pablo, and it's at 18th and Wood, I can't imagine what it's like at 19th and Wood, or 20th and Filbert, or...
I was so upset because when I heard it the first time, I thought, oh my God, Jeff has got that kind of music on in his backyard.
I know, it's so loud.
And I thought, well, for a little while we'll wait, and then I'm going to call
I think
him.
the key is going to be to see if I'll try to get a hold of Natalie too, because unless I miss my guess, something like that won't ever happen again, because she must have been deluged from that neighborhood. So? I would think. Well, that neighborhood in there is very conservative. I mean, those houses back in there,
but you know,
those folks do not mess around.
You recall, though, when they had the problem at, where was it, East, that shop shopping mall, you know, when they had the
East Mont.
concert there. And all those people that got up and said, and then they wouldn't allow them to have another concert a week or two later. The people that got up and complained that they wouldn't let them have it, and that they thought they should have it, and she was seemed to think that it's perfectly okay if they have the right permit and they have the right.
Wasn't in her district, or anything.
No, but then I don't know. I wanted to get a hold of her again, but I knew today is their meeting, so I'm sure she was busy all day. So I'm going to give her another call tomorrow.
My understanding is that Oakland is now in the process of a updated noise ordinance, and is there anything we can do here, like write a nice letter to them?
Oh, sure, we can.
Okay, let's do that.
You don't have to pay any attention.
Let's do
But
that.
is there anything that says that it doesn't matter before 10 o'clock that it can be as noisy as they want? Now, that's the impression that people in the girls at the Oakland Police Department.
That may be, as he's saying, they're rewriting their ordinance,
Yeah.
you know.
That
Maybe
so
you can
so
refer-
it's noisy, but it's not. It's before
We're pretty
10.
much aware of it, Dorothy, and we'll try to
Before
do
10
what we
o'clock.
can.
Anyway, okay, and there was one other thing.
I'd say another thing besides the city writing a letter in your call is encourage as many of your neighbors as you can to make those kind of calls also.
Well, it just goes-
because that's what, you know,
It
politicians
just
respond
goes
to.
on their answering machines, and they don't.
Yeah, but it's better than doing nothing, because
don't
otherwise they
answer it,
assume
you
that it's
know.
okay.
Yeah.
It might pay to find out when the permits are granted. That's when they would have a hearing, and that's when somebody would
That's
come
a-
forward.
Administrator.
It's administrative,
John,
Yeah.
would you
police
be-
department.
Would you be sure that Dorothy gets a copy of the letter that goes